A momentous occasion has unfolded as India assumes the presidency of the G20, a consortium representing 85% of the world's GDP. This transition of leadership from Indonesia to India is no small feat. It puts India at the helm of a powerful group of 20, including 19 countries and the European Union, where finance ministers, central bank governors, and heads of state and governments converge to shape global policies. Over the course of its presidency, India will play host to over 200 meetings across 50 cities, all leading up to a grand summit in New Delhi come September 2023. This is not just a series of meetings, but a stage for India to influence and shape the global narrative on pressing issues such as climate change, terrorism, and pandemics. And as we approach this historic summit, we are witnessing a significant shift. India, once a rule taker, is now poised to become a rule maker in multilateral institutions like the G20. This historic event marks India's transition from rule taker to rule maker in multilateral institutions like the G20. The Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, stands at the forefront of global challenges, calling for international cooperation. As the leader of a nation representing a significant portion of the world's population, Modi's voice echoes across continents, stirring dialogues on climate change, terrorism, and pandemics. These are challenges that transcend borders, challenges that require the collective efforts of nations united in purpose. In his role as the president of the G20, Modi is positioned to influence the global response to these issues. The platform provided by the G20 is a powerful one. It brings together the leaders of 19 countries and the European Union, representing 85% of the world's GDP. In this arena, Modi's calls for cooperation are not just heard, but are met with action. As India gears up for its general elections in 2024, the outcome of the G20 Summit could potentially bolster Modi's reputation. His leadership, his ability to navigate the complexities of international cooperation, and its commitment to addressing global issues could all play a significant role in the upcoming elections. The world watches as India leads the charge in addressing some of the most pressing issues of our time. In the realm of international law, the G20 plays a pivotal role. This group of 20 major economies, representing 85% of the world's GDP, wields its influence not just in economic matters, but also in shaping the narrative of global events. A recent example of this is the G20's decision to refer to Russia's invasion of Ukraine as the war in Ukraine. This might seem like a minor semantic change, but in the world of international law, words matter. By choosing to call it the war in Ukraine, the G20 has taken a stand against the narrative that Russia is merely defending its interests. It signifies a recognition of the conflict as a war, an illegal act of aggression under international law. This decision is a testament to the G20's commitment to uphold the principles of international law. It is a subtle yet powerful way of holding nations accountable for their actions, reminding us all that no country is above the law. The G20 continues to be a bastion of principles and law in a world often marred by conflict and disagreement. At the heart of the G20's agenda lies the commitment to economic stability and fairness. A crucial part of this commitment is the G20 finance chiefs' agreement to establish a minimum global corporate tax rate. The aim? To prevent multinational corporations from shifting profits into low-tax havens. This agreement is more than just words. It's expected to be translated into binding legislation worldwide by the end of 2023. While critics point out potential loopholes, this agreement represents an unprecedented level of cross-border coordination in tax matters. It's a move that could greatly reduce the appeal of tax havens and ensure a fairer distribution of corporate tax revenues. As India presides over the G20, the world anticipates significant strides in tax reforms, economic recovery, and a more equitable global economic landscape.